This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Ghimre with the news, the headlines first. House of Representatives endorses budget for coming fiscal year by majority. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda says government's campaign against corruption will intensify in days to come. Deputy Prime Minister Naren Kaji Shrestha and Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng discuss border connectivity. Government hospitals providing 2,028 free beds to underprivileged patients from today, and Russian missile attack in Ukraine's Donetsk region kills at least 10 people. Now the news in detail. The budget for the coming fiscal year has been endorsed by a majority of votes in the House of Representatives. The appropriation bill or the budget presented by Finance Minister Dr. Prakash Charan Mahat at the Federal Parliament was endorsed yesterday through vote division. A total of 147 MPs voted in support of the budget while 108 MPs stood against it. A total of 255 MPs were present in yesterday's meeting. Speaker Devraj Khimire announced the approval of the budget as it received majority of votes. Earlier, Finance Minister Dr. Mahat had presented a motion seeking approval of the appropriation bill. Speaker Khimire had put forward the process for vote division after CPNUML's whip Mahesh Bartaula demanded for it. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda has said the government's campaign against corruption will be pursued more intensely in the days to come. Addressing a meeting of the House of Representatives yesterday, the Prime Minister said the government was committed to changing the perception that high-profile people were above the law and thus immune from legal action. Responding to queries raised by lawmakers in the House meeting yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal said the rigorous investigations into the fake Bhutanese refugee scam contributed to generating the people's trust on the government. He informed the session that the file over the Lalita Niwas land procurement scam was reopened and efforts were being made to hold those alleged of misappropriations into cooperatives and microfinances accountable. The Prime Minister added that the government was fighting for promoting good governance and he sought cooperation from all quarters to make this journey a success. He also shared that improving indicators of the country's economy, increasing remittance inflow and growing number of tourists were the positive signs for the country. The Prime Minister claimed that the base for attainment of high economic growth rate had been prepared by building the economic and social infrastructures in the upcoming fiscal year. According to the Prime Minister, over the last 6 months, agreement had been reached for mobilizing 35 billion rupees foreign assistance and foreign investment of around 35 billion rupees. Minister for Finance Dr. Prakash Charan Mahat has clarified that the election offices set up in the districts to undertake election-related affairs will remain as they are. Delivering his remarks in the House of Representatives yesterday, Finance Minister Dr. Mahat clarified to the concerns of parliamentarians whether the government would remove the provision of district election offices. He said the government was committed to holding elections as per the spirit of democratic values. Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Naren Kaji Shrestha met with Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng in Chengdu, Sichuan Province yesterday. The meeting focused on various aspects of bilateral relations including trade, investment, tourism, connectivity and China's aid to Nepal. Both sides discussed opening more trade and transit points and enhancing traffic on the China-Nepal border. They agreed to expedite the completion of Chinese-funded projects in Nepal and collaborate in disaster management. Deputy Prime Minister Shrestha reaffirmed Nepal's adherence to the One China policy and expressed gratitude for China's support of Nepal's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Vice Premier He emphasized China's special importance to its relationship with Nepal and pledged to facilitate trade and traffic through the Tatopani border point. The meeting was attended by officials from both countries' ministries and the Belt and Road Initiative. Deputy Prime Minister Shrestha's visit also includes participation in the Western China International Expo and meetings with Sichuan Airlines and Sichuan Investment Group. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda took stock of two multi-purpose national pride projects yesterday. Prime Minister Dahal inquired about the Pheri Babai Diversion Project and Sunkosi Marine Diversion Project from the action room set up in the office of the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. Both the projects are being constructed using a tunnel boring machine. Government hospitals are providing 2,028 free beds to target groups from today. Minister for Health and Population Mohan Bahadur Basnet said the free beds would be available in government health facilities for the poor and helpless and neglected patients beginning from today. Gangalal National Healthcare, Maternity Hospital Thapatali, Kanti Child Hospital and National Trauma Center will also provide free bed services to the target groups. Prior to this, Bir Hospital announced to provide 700 beds free of charge, and the Kosi Hospital in Morang decided to ensure 330 free beds to the poor. Today is Eid al-Adha festival, also known as the Bakar Eid. It is one of the two major festivals of the Muslim community. Meanwhile, President Ramchandra Paudel has extended best wishes to Muslims in Nepal and worldwide on the occasion of Eid al-Adha festival. Likewise, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda has extended best wishes to all Nepalese, especially Muslims, on the occasion of Eid al-Adha festival. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. Time for a short break now.
भाउजू दर्शन
भाग्यमानी बाबु राम्ररी आइपुग्नु भयो नि
हजुर राम्ररी पुगे उ चाहिँ मेरो कलेजको बेस्ट फ्रेन्ड
नमस्ते भाउजू
नमस्ते आउनु न भित्रै
हुन्छ भाउजू
अनि दादा त अफिस गइसक्नु भयो होला है
उहाँ त बिहानै हो हुन्छ तपाईहरु फ्रेश हुँदै गर्नु न म खाना तयार गर्दै गर्छु है
हस् हस् भाउजू
ओइ वाइफाई होला नि पासवर्ड माग्न
हे त पनि एनटीसी को सस्तो डे प्याक छदैछ नि
ए हो र
एनटीसी को डे प्याक लिन *1415# डायल गर्न
Nepal Telecom राष्ट्रको संचार.
You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. Now on to some international updates. 10 people have been killed, including 3 children, by Russian missiles that hit the center of Kramatorsk in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk region. According to the BBC, a restaurant and a shopping center were hit in Tuesday's strike on the city, which is under Ukrainian control but close to Russian-occupied parts of Ukraine. According to Ukrainian emergency services, at least 56 others were injured in the strike. The Kremlin says it only carries out attack on military-linked targets. Meanwhile, Russia's President Vladimir Putin has said members of the Wagner mercenary group were fully funded by the state. The BBC quoted leader Putin as saying Wagner was given $1 billion from May 2022 to May 2023 alone for salaries and bonuses which came from the Defense Ministry and the state budget. The private army's revolt on Saturday had rocked Russia. Meanwhile, the mercenary group's leader Prigozhin reached Belarus after agreeing to leave Russia. His arrival was confirmed by Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather will be partly to generally cloudy throughout the country. Light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning is likely to occur at some places of Kosi Province, Bagmati Province, Gandaki Province, Lumbini Province, and at a few places of the rest of the country. With this, we have almost come to the end of this news bulletin, but before wrapping up, the headlines once again. House of Representatives endorses budget for coming fiscal year by majority. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal Prachanda says government's campaign against corruption will intensify in days to come. Deputy Prime Minister Naren Kaji Shrestha and Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng discuss border connectivity. Government hospitals providing 2,028 free beds to underprivileged patients from today. And Russian missile attack in Ukraine's Donetsk region killed at least 10 people. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website, www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.